What's up? It's Tom, Twin System Recap. Thanks for being here. We are actually going to start with Tuesday's game real quick before we get to today, Wednesday's games. A big news item from the minor league side is that on Tuesday, Walker Jenkins was in this lineup for Fort Myers, but somehow between the short time between this lineup getting posted and the game actually starting, we didn't have Walker Jenkins. We had Byron Trio, and actually he had to leave that game, but he played today. So Byron Trio, no concerns there. Walker Jenkins did not play today. So Walker Jenkins scratched from Tuesday's lineup, did not play Wednesday either. No, I don't have any updates as to why that is. The only Walker Jenkins related update I have for you is that he is the cover boy for Topps Pro debut for this year. So for all you collectors out there, that'll be exciting, but I don't have any kind of an injury update on Jenkins. Sorry. So curious. We'll continue to keep an ear to the ground on that. But moving on to some highlights from Tuesday's action, and Luke Keaschall is the guy we're going to take a look at to lead off this game. Really, before you could even settle in and crack a beer on this one, Luke Keaschall was blasting a home run off the foul pole here in Springfield. Good amount of the way up there. You see, it's kind of a short porch, but he got all of that one. Keaschall with the flow, with the quads. This is a well put together dude. Got a lot of power in those legs. Got all over that thing. Generates a ton of power. And you see it's a leg. There's a leg kick there, but it's nothing too crazy. Great view of his swing. So Luke Keaschall hit a leadoff homer in a 3-hit game for him. We'll take a look at his full line in just a moment. The weird thing about this game was Zebby Matthews didn't pitch well, and he walked a couple guys. Here he throws a wild pitch. This is all happening with 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd inning, by the way. He had 2 strikes on this guy, too. So a strike away from getting out of the inning. This guy, you can bat flip a walk off of Zebby. I'm fine with that. That was also an 11-pitch at bat. So that credit to that guy. That wasn't Zebby not hitting his spots. That was that guy grinding out on that bat. And then Tommy Edman, who was on a rehab assignment, patting his stats here, showing off. I don't know what's going on. Who swings at a ball at their neck? That's insane. That's a crazy pitch. You tip your cap to the batter if he manages to get on base on that one. My main point here is things did definitely get away from Zebby. A 4-pitch walk. That was a pretty close one, but it was a 4-pitch walk. So he did not look like himself. Then Jake Rucker commits an error at first base. We didn't really get a great look at that on the broadcast, but it was scored an error on Jake Rucker, the first baseman. So, again, Zebby didn't look his best. You'll see his line up here, but it was getting a lot of dinked and dunked, and some of that was his own with the wild pitch and the 2 walks. But as you see up there on top, only 3 innings, 2 hits, 3 runs, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts for Zebby Matthews. Just could not get that 3rd out of the 3rd inning. So, by far his worst outing of the season, but wanted to show that there was really nothing that I saw in there to be too concerned about for sure. Again, these are all the stats from Tuesday night's games. And you see Edouard Julien, along with Luke Keaschall, hit homers. Gabriel Gonzalez continued his kind of resurgence since returning from the injured list for the Colonels. He was 2 for 4 with a double. But not a lot going on. Wasn't too motivated to record this video. The Twins game was rained out yesterday, and this is what else happened across the minor league system. It was a sweep, and not in the good way. Everybody lost. So, yeah, I wasn't too motivated to talk about these games right away last night, but figured, even though we're not going to do a system recap maybe every day, I do want to talk about every day's games. So there was Tuesday's wrap-up. Let's roll into Wednesday now. So today the Twins played a doubleheader. Unfortunately lost the first game. Ran into Eric Fetty, who was kind of one of the lone bright spots for the White Sox this year. He held them down quite well. But then came back in Game 2 and won 3-2 behind a good performance overall by the bullpen especially. Pablo pitched a little bit better than he had of late. We'll take a look at all the numbers here. In that first game, where the Twins were held to 1 run, Carlos Correa had the 3-hit game, but the only run came on a Matt Wallner home run. Bailey Ober had a quality start in that one, and Cole Sands threw 2 perfect innings with 3 strikeouts. A loss to the White Sox is a loss to the White Sox, but not without some bright spots. Unfortunately, it was not enough support from the other guys, but in Game 2, the Twins do win. They do take the series. Brooks Lee hit a home run off his former college teammate, a roommate, I think it was, actually. Some fun stories to check out on that one if you have some time. Carlos Correa also homered, so Twins bringing some muscle in on this one. But Pablo Lopez, again, better than we've seen him a lot. It's been a tough year for him, but still did need 90 pitches to get through 5 innings against the White Sox. So, still can expect more from him going forward, hopefully. But the bullpen really stepped up, delivered 4 shutout innings. See Okert there picking up the W. Duran with the save. Duran looked great. A perfect inning with 2 strikeouts. Was well over 100 on the fastball on some of those. And again, 10 pitches, 8 strikes. Really just a dominant-looking performance there. Clean. That was probably the biggest takeaway of the 2 games was how good Duran looked. Twins split. Saints lose, Windsurge win, Colonels lose, and Muscles lose. So lots of losing in the minor leagues these last couple of days. But one call out for actually yesterday and today, Edouard Julien homered in both of these games for the Saints. Yesterday was pretty rainy there in Louisville. They actually took the tarp off and on multiple times. But Julien getting that one clear out and then crushing one. Absolutely crushing one today. Nicer weather day there in Louisville. So Edouard Julien still mostly playing second, but is mixing in at first base. It's going to be very interesting to see how the Twins put all of this together. It's a great problem to have, but once Royce is back and you're going to keep Lee up, how's Julien going to find his way back on? His numbers aren't outstanding with St. Paul, but homered the last couple of days, so he's kind of catching fire. So Ben Ross also had a 3-hit game, and Daniel Pena, I want to call out him, a 2-hit game for him, a 19-year-old catcher, but he was the DH in this one. For the Mighty Muscles. On the pitching side, it was a bullpen game for the Saints today. Kyle Jones, though, 4 innings of 1-run ball, 3 strikeouts for him on 51 pitches. He missed much of the early part of the season, still kind of building up arm strength, but good to see out of him. Anyway, thanks for checking this one out. Really appreciate you. We'll talk again soon.